Hello, and welcome to Medieval Dynasty. Well, here's our little tyke. He's now 1 now. But I've got to admit, the weather out there is looking awful. It's all foggy. I mean, it's the last day of winter. But yeah, it is pretty foggy outside. Anywho, the plan was... I was thinking about Edmund over there. I mean, he does the farming, and especially I think round about when we get to the spring when he's got a lot more to do. I mean, there's a lot of, got quite a few fields here. You need fertilising, you need the sowing doing as well, and for that he needs the bags. So rather than me having to remember or suddenly finding out he's run out of bags and he can't do his work, I was thinking of actually getting the actual the sowing hut. At least I think that's what it's called. It's the production. Yes, that's the one thing we don't have is a sewing hut. So I was tempted to build one of those, and then it would make the village even more self-sufficient. But I was also thinking about more animals, to be honest, because if I go into technology, we'll go over to farming. I mean, we're progressing pretty well on this particular technology path because we've got Edmund doing the farming, so we get passive points off him. I mean, I've got to go into the barn and thrash whatever the grains are, for example, that we get, so I get points out of that. But we've also got this pigsty now, and we're getting technology points off that because it says you develop the technology by farming and breeding animals. Now, I don't have a hen house and I don't have a goose house. So I think I'm missing an opportunity here to actually gain even more of this passive technology skill. If I actually build one of each, and get somebody to then look after them, I'll have to have a look because I don't know how much they're going to cost. I mean, if I go over to the map, as far as I remember, if I go to Borowo, we can get chickens over there, and if I go to Gostovia, it's either Gostovia, possibly Baranica, where I can get the geese. I remember there was actually that might be. I think that's now goats actually. So Gostovia is probably where we get the geese from. Well, we'll find out on our travels. But yeah, I'm seriously tempted to build one of each of those. But it's the cost of the animals plus having to get the NPCs. I'll have to go do quite a tour potentially around the entire map maybe to find 2 people who've got farming skills. Ooh, speaking of farming skills actually, if we go over to management, if we go to the well. It's still got me stumped because the well comes under extraction. Let's just check. Yeah, that's still got me puzzled why the building itself is an extraction building, but the person who's working it needs farming skill. I mean, a herbalist needs a survival skill. Woodshed, they need an extraction skill. Excavation sheds, extraction skills. That's it's kind of odd. That's got me stumped. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. I think the plan is, I think I'll build one of each of those, and then because we'll have to see if we can afford them as well. We'll have to. They all cost a certain amount. I mean, I've only got so much money. Anywho, going into inventory, and if I go into our little miscellaneous, I've got about 17 tutu in coin. I mean, I'm gonna have to keep some back for the Castellan, for Unigost, for spring, and then I mean, I suppose we can always at least build the buildings and get started. So that means I need a hen house, a goose house, plus 2 buildings for these people to live in. So yeah, that's going to take a while. Well, it's a new year. We're into the spring, and it's foggy again. Oh, there's a little tyke again. Hello, Baranica. Now then, I managed to actually get the hen house done, as well as the goose house. So this is our little hen house. Obviously do still need to get an NPC in there. This is our goose house. So they're all completed. I managed to build those no problems. But I only got so far getting the actual houses built. I still need to get the roofs completed because it was getting pretty late into the actual day, so I thought, oh, I'll just spin over into the new season. So I've got bills to pay. Interesting to see how much. 16. So I owe 16.58, which is probably almost as much as I actually have been putting. So I might end up having to wait until the next season before I can get any animals. But anywho, because of all the tree chopping down and stick gathering, I've managed to get some points in survival. So I'm just curious as to what I'll put those into. Because I mean, I'm not overly concerned about them, to be honest. I'm not really sure. I mean, I think it's going to be probably weighed up between strong as an oak and solid as an ox. Because what ox? Solid as a rock. Okay, fair enough. But I mean, that one gives you more health, which means obviously you can take technically more damage, but that one means you actually handle less damage. So I suppose it depends on like what you're up against. It's kind of tricky to decide which is better, to be honest. Because I mean, if you've got something that does a lot of damage to you, then maybe that one is more tempting. But just out of curiosity, I don't know if it tells me how much health I've got actually. 100. So yeah, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I think what I'll do then, I think just for giggles, I think I'm just going to put it into that one. So I'll put 2 points into that one. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I've maxed out athlete. I don't see any particular need for that one or that one. Or the other two, really. So we'll see how far we get in terms of points, because I know this maxes out. Once you get to a certain maximum number of points, that's it. There's just no more available. So you can't put points into every single skill, for example. Anywho, I need to go and gather more straw to actually build those roofs over there. Then I think we'll start doing a tour. I mean, Edmund over there, he's got to harvest this lot here. He's got a field over there to finish off. Then he's got quite a lot of work to do down here. So I think I'm actually going to be tempted to make sure I've got a lot more bags for him, to be honest. Oh, I'm going to have to build more rabbit traps as well. Because it's a case of, yeah, I haven't bothered with the actual, with the sewing hooks, because I figured as long as I remember to make sure he's got enough bags, then I should be fine. So, we're going to make him some bags. We're going to get the roofs done. I'm going to go and pay my bills. Then I think we're going to go and have a look and see how much of these animals are going to cost me, because at the moment I just don't have the money for them anyway. So I might actually end up building this sewing hut anyway. Well, we're over in Gostovia now. I've just paid the bills off. And yeah, these geese are looking a bit expensive, I must admit. The little goslings over here, 700 each. So it's like, I'm thinking this might roll into us like next season, because that's when I'll be able to get some money from the actual flax seeds. But yikes! So I think what I want to do is head over to, I think it's Borowo, because I think they've got chickens. I'll just double check, but I don't think I saw anybody over here who can do the farming. At least they don't have level 3, I should say. Level 1, you've got level 2. Right, so I think we're going to make a bit of a dash over to yeah, we're in Gostovia. We're going to head over to Borowo, because as I say, I think that's where we can get chickens from. But no, I don't have that much money left, because maybe if I'd built those buildings in the spring, it might be better. If I'd just left them to the last minute, maybe I wouldn't have had such a big jump in the bill. But yeah, it is what it is. But I've got some items that I could sell off. I mean, that's one way. I mean, I could just sell off other things. We can make like knives, for example. You can make arrows as well. It just means a lot of, gathering of resources. Because I've been back in the village, there's not that many sticks, there's not that many stones. I think I've got quite a bit of competition going on between, say, like the woodworker and the blacksmith over things like sticks, for example. So that could be a bit of a pain, but while we're over here, we'll have a look and see if there's anybody here that's got a level 3 in farming. Oh yeah, Berta here. Oh wow, Berta's got 3 levels at 3. Right. Nimoj, no. Right, are there any chickens here? Because I'm... There's one that... There you go. Chickens are over here. Thought they'd be out and about, but they're not. Right, so the little... I mean, a rooster there is about 1,050, so these are 525. They're not that much... They're not much cheaper than the geese, quite frankly. Crikey. I must admit, the colours on these are cool. It's a bit dark, I must admit, on the video playback, but it looks a lot better from my perspective. And crikey, these roosters are really cool. But yeah, 525 each. So I think what we'll do is we'll at least go and hire her. We can at least get started. Then I think we'll do probably a bit of a tour. See if I can find somebody else after we hire Berta. So just double check. So she's got... Oh, she's got 3 in extraction, 3 in farming, and 3 in survival. Right,
How is life treating you?
Not bad actually. I could do with some more money, I must admit. So what's on your mind? Okay, fair enough. Oh, good luck with that. How's your day doing? Yeah, spring's a good time. What about your skills? Okay, I'm really after a farmer, but never mind. And what gives you the most problems? Okay, so she's not really has a preference for farm. Yeah, she doesn't have that much of a preference for farming, I must admit. Which seems a bit... I don't know if it'll matter, but we'll find out.
Hello there.
So we'll... yeah, looks like we've got enough... Ah, great. We've got enough dynasty reputation. So we'll put her into a house. So we've got 2 free. So it doesn't really matter which one I put them in. And we'll assign her to Goose House. She's got... Technically she's got nothing to do. Actually, I'll tell you what. I think while we're waiting, I'm tempted to actually assign her to get her to help with the fields before I actually get any animals. So rather than having just stand around, she could at least help out in the fields. Does that make sense? Right, there you go. So that's just temporary. So that's sorted out. So yeah, we need to do a tour and hire somebody else. But at least I know how much those geese and how much the chickens cost, and it's not cheap. I've got a few items I can sell off now, but it looks like I'm gonna have to either make quite a few more to sell off, or we'll probably have to wait till we roll into the summer when we get a lot of flax and I can then get a lot of money from them. Right, I think I'm on a roll here. We're all the way over at Baranica, and I've just found Frida here. Now, Frida's got 3 skills at level 3 as well. So she's got the farming, the extraction, and survival. I'll put her over there. She's only got 1 in level 3, but I think that's pretty much a no-brainer then for me. I think we'll hire her.
Hail, friend.
Right, so what's on your mind then? Oh yeah, that is a well-known fact. That is, curiosity did kill the cat. That's why I don't see any around. Now, so how's your day going? Okay, and what about your skills? So you prefer hunting, rats? Okay, you're going in the field. Bear that in mind. You're actually going to be working in the field. Right, okay. So fair enough. So we'll hire her. So fingers crossed, we've got enough dynasty reputation. Stop wagging the hand here. You're going to be doing some good work here. Great. Okay, so we have enough dynasty reputation to hire her. Why are you on your way? Sorry. So I think I'll do the same with Frida. I'll put her into the field then. So we'll put her in that empty house. So she's now got a house all to herself. And I'll put her in the barn for now, so she can work as a farmer. So that should at least, I mean, I'll still be able to get like farming technology out of those 3. until I get enough money to be able to afford, you know, the chickens and the hens. But I think what I'll do then is I'll go off and have a bit of a wander and have a look for people who've got any quests. That's one way to get money. Otherwise, I can see, as I say, it's going to be a case of having to gather resources and having to like make tools and so on and selling those off. So yeah, if I don't manage to make enough money this season, should have enough when we get into the summer anyway, because we'll get a lot of flax. Well, that new fields quest is usually a quest I'd really do like. And it's actually good timing, to be honest, because I've got to chop down, in this case I've got to chop down 20 trees and it's going to get me 50 farming technology. But what it's also been useful for is I've been chopping a lot of trees down and I've been turning them into wooden hammers. There we go. So I'm actually making some additional money because I don't get any money for the quest itself. I mean, I prefer the actual farming technology, to be honest. Go into that now. We're up to what, 861? So that's pretty good. But I've been basically chopping all these trees. You think that's about, these have all been maple trees. So that's about 80 logs, and I've turned most of them into actual, like, just wooden hammers. And they're selling, at least for me, they're selling for about 18 each. But anyway, because I've been chopping trees down and gathering lots of sticks to then make the hammers, I've made some progress on that production skill there. So I do quite a bit of cooking, I must admit. I mean, these, I suppose I could be useful, but I'd rather get the knowledge at this stage. We don't have the sewing but yet, so I can't really take advantage of that. So I'll just put that into experience I get when I do some cooking. But what I can do now is I'll just finish off these hammers, because I was running really late in the night because we're into the last day, and I'm going to have to make sure all of those fields are actually ready before I do anything else. But I've got quite a bit of money, not quite as much as I need. So I think what I might do is just gather a lot of sticks and finish off just making like, you know, gathering a lot of stone and making knives, for example. Because I had a look and the wooden spears aren't selling as well as the, say, like the actual wooden hammers. But let's just have a quick check of how the fields are doing. So all of the flax is now done. Everything there is done. So that, as far as I recall, I think that's the rice. I don't think that's due. So it looks like they've probably finished, which is not surprising really, because there's three farmers now. So at least I'm getting some use out of those two new farmers we've got now. Part of the reason for being over here is just that I ran out of, well, I basically maxed out the credit on the NPC over there.
How are you?
I'm doing fine,
Best
thanks.
in the valley.
Good to know. Now I'm going to sell those hammers off, so that gets me 198. So I'm still about 300 or 400 short, I think. So let's see that wooden spear. So yeah, the wooden spear was selling for 12. Actually, what did I just sell that? Because I've got a load of wooden hammers there. All right, you don't have enough money. That's why. Oh, okay. So I'll have to go somewhere else. I'll have to find somebody else who can.
See you soon.
Probably because she sells sheep. I think there's somebody else. I know she sells the sheep, but I'm not sure of anybody else, to be honest. Oh, Norbert. Oh, so Norbert's a herbalist. So,
Hello
didn't want
there.
that. Hello. I need
Whatever
to
you
sell you.
need, I've got it.
Yeah, I don't need anything at this moment. I need to sell you lots of things. I'm just double checking I haven't sold anything off that I didn't intend to sell off. I didn't. Sometimes I accidentally buy things, and when because if you press the wrong key combination, you end up buying things instead of selling things. So we're not actually that far off, actually. So in terms of resources, I've got a lot of sticks, so I just really need the stones.
See you soon.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, well, yeah, probably will. So I think what I'm going to do is head back over to Borowo and over to Gostovia, collect some stones as I see them. Because I think I've probably got almost enough to start buying those, like 2 chickens and 2 2 geese. Right then, so we're now back over in Borowo, and it's time to buy some chickens. So I need 1 of each, so that's 1 male. I'll put that one into the hen house there. Oh, we can get a lot of these chickens. So I need a female. Oh, that was handy. Put you in there. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Right, so we've now got 2 chickens. So we're going to head over to Gostovia, because I want to get 2 geese as well. I managed to make quite a few knives along the way, so I should have enough money now to be able to afford those 2. The only question I think now is going to be the animal feed. I mean, I'll reassign those 2 NPCs. I think I've already had a look at these bags actually. Yeah, I've already had a look at those bags. I managed to get some, I think there was some hop seeds as well as some pear trees or something. But yeah, I'll reassign those 2 NPCs so they can look after the actual animals now. The only question is whether I've got enough to make the actual animal feed, because we're making rye now and we're making our own oats, so we should be able to make some. And they're only just, you know, just 2 of them, 2 of each type, so they're only babies. I'm assuming they don't go through that much food, but we'll have to find out. So actually I need to sell these knives off first, because I don't think I've got enough, because they were 700 each. Well, I do actually I do have enough. Right, well I'll sell these off all the same.
How are you?
Fine, thank you very much.
My wares never disappoint.
Okay, good to know. Right, so I've got 20 stone knives, that's 480. Right, that should...
Have a good day.
Hopefully I will. So hopefully that amount of money we've got there keep us ticking over for a while. Although, to be honest, I mean, we should be able to get quite a lot out of the flax when we sell it. Now, I can hear honking and honking, but where are the geese gone? There you are. Yeah. Right, so 1 female for 700. So put you... Oh yeah, we can get a lot of geese as well. Cool. So we've now got 1 of each. Great. Yeah. So let's see. So if we... Right, so Berta has currently got nothing better to do. So we're going to move her over to look after the chickens then. Yep, so definitely wanted farming skill. That leaves... who was it? Oh, Frida, that was it. Right, so that's that one done. So we need Frida to look after the geese. So yep, that's a farming one as well. So we've now got people looking after the animals, but they need the animal feed. So I need to head back and find out if we can make enough to keep these animals basically going until at least another season. Oh wow, this is going to be good. Because, I mean, we've got enough rye and oats to make some animal feed. But one thing I've also noticed is we've got 339 manure from those 2 pigs so far. So that's going to make a lot of fertilizer. I mean a lot. So may as well at least get the... Oh, you're finished. You've got nothing else better to do. I need to go over here, don't I, to make the actual animal feed. So yeah, we can make our own animal feed, and I'm getting... by the looks of it, I'm getting a lot of manure off those pigs. So it's, as far as I recall, it was like two manure gets you like 1 fertilizer. So it's cheaper to buy the manure than it is to buy the fertilizer. But now I've got my own pigs, it's going to be, well, yeah, I can make my own fertilizer for free. I mean, I can turn the cabbages still into rot. We get about 4 rot, I think, for every cabbage that we grow. So I certainly don't see me having any problems going forward with like fertilizer for these. But I'm going to end up with much bigger fields anyway once we move out of here and start building another village that I'll dedicate really to doing the actual, the farming. Because this is just really just like a starting place. Right, so if I put 20 animal feed in there, I wouldn't be surprised if everybody uses that up. Whoa, that went quickly. Right, so just double check, because there's still quite a bit of surplus there that we had. So you've got about... Was that going up? It's at about 20% there. So for our little chickens, we're at about 20%. Excuse me, what? For the pigs are at about 53%. Okay, so everybody's fine. So, yeah, I kind of like realised there's a bit of a fly in the ointment here with this strategy, is that these things are going to keep me up all night. They're seriously noisy, and you can think when there's just 2 of them, it's going to get worse. Having said that, one of these is going to turn into a rooster. So I don't see me getting any sleep going forward. So that's not going to be good. Anyway, I've got to do a lot of stuff. I'm going to have to basically thrash all of the actual rye, and then we'll be able to get some more grain out of them. But one thing I also noticed actually was while I was chopping all those trees down and gathering all of those sticks out there, I actually got a technology boost at some point. I think it was in this one, in the production technology. I don't think it was building technology. I think it was production technology. Because we can now, from what I can tell, I mean, it looks fairly recent, 272 versus 250, because that gets you the Workshop Mark II. And with that one, it opens up more schemas, so you can start making other sort of things, particularly where we're getting into clay, for example. So, yeah, we could always rip that down, build a tier 2 version, and we'll be able to get better things out of that. And I think you can assign more people to them. The more tiers, you know, the higher the tier, I think the more people you can put into it as well. But anyway, coming towards the end of spring, I don't know if I can pick up all of that manure, can I? Out of curiosity. 86, yeah, where's 86.5? So it's going to take me a while to go through all of this manure, but I should be able to get quite a bit of farming technology out of this, because I got quite a bit out of doing that quest. We got about 50 farming technology points, as I recall, for that specific quest. I think you get more further down the line, because you start getting into needing much more points to progress further on, and I'm pretty sure that those quests start offering you more more points further down. I mean, strength, we're not actually that far off 1,000 actually to get into food storage Mark II. But the good thing is the fact that we've now got our chickens and we've got our geese. So all of those animals will start growing up, they'll start producing more, so they'll start getting us more money. But they should start also getting us more farming technology. So now at least I've gotten that sorted out. I think the next thing is to I think it's now time to start thinking about the sewing hut. That's all for another episode.